Drones looking to throw. And wisely throws it out of bounds. We're going to see if there was a receiver in the area. The ball went beyond the line of scrimmage, and he was out of the pocket, so no flag on the play. It'll be 4th down, a 3 and out. Good pressure from Lawson and Wade Woodaz, one of the leaders for Clemson defensively from his linebacker spot. Dabo Swinney just couldn't get over the fact that his team never got on track last week against Louisville, but they flushed it out and are ready to play here this week. They outgained the Cardinals in terms of number of plays run, but ended up on the short side of the score. Peter Moore to punt. Williams back at his own 11-yard line for the Tigers. A high spiral by Moore. And it caroms into the end zone. It'll come out 1st down and 10 after the 54-yard punt. Craig Klubnik is the starting quarterback for the Tigers, completing 65% of his passes on the season. 21 touchdowns against a couple of interceptions. It's the 3rd most in FBS football this year. And Roddy, he's really made a big improvement in terms of rounding out his skill set this year. We've seen him. This is the 3rd time now. He runs the ball better than he did a year ago.
He's got better command of the offense. You mentioned the running game, picks his spots better, and even in their called run game, he understands the blocking schemes better, which helps him hit the holes when they're there.
Klubnik tried to run, is brought down at the 20-yard line. No gain on the play. Peebles making the stop. Aeneas Peebles wreaks havoc in the middle. Head coach Brent Pryce said that after the squandering that 21-3 lead at Syracuse last week, the best thing to happen to his team was getting right back to work Sunday. They flushed it out with a little bit of live action as well. Nowhere to go for Maffa on 2nd and 10. It'll be 3rd down and long. Peebles again.
Once again, 16 in the backfield. We're going to call his name a ton. We had a pleasure catching up with him a week ago. And I think on 1st and 2nd downs, he is a big-time playmaker. But on 3rd downs, it's 52 time. It's Antoine Powell-Ryland, the nation's leader in sacks, who is kind of off the line of scrimmage, hanging out, popping around. There he is, moving right here in the middle. Keep an eye on where 52 goes.
Got his ears pinned back, coming with some pressure. Klubnik completes it, 1st down, catch and run to Stellato. And he moves the chains. Troy Stellato out of Fort Lauderdale. Cardinal Gibbons High School picks up 15.
It's a really good job by Cade Klubnik. You've got a late trigger by Jaden Keller. It's called a green dog. If the running back blocks, the linebacker blitzes. Cade Klubnik's got a linebacker coming right to his face, delivers an accurate pass.
Hands it off to Maffa, nowhere to go. Kelvin Gilliam Jr. making the tackle, no gain on the play. Well, amongst the football royalty on hand, Bud Foster, former longtime defensive coordinator, then head coach here at Virginia Tech. Really one of the greats ever to do it on the college football front.
We had an awesome conversation with him yesterday and thought that he might have recognized the two of us. No, he recognized the America's cameraman, BMAC, before us.
Towering above all else, Maffa is going to be brought down short of the 1st down by about 5 yards. Phillips, the 3rd, making the tackle, coming up from a safety spot. 3rd down and about a long 4 to go. Clemson never really got its offense in gear last week in that loss against Louisville. Keep an eye on Williams, 0. Maffa under duress. And Klubnik completes it to Williams. 1st and 10. They move the chains.
1st down at the 46-yard line.
Talked about the fact that Antonio Williams is the go-to receiver for Klubnik. Leads the Tigers with over 420 yards receiving coming into this game. – Maffa with a yawning hole in the middle. And a nice sprint. Let's see where they mark this. He might be just a little bit shy of the first down. Jaden Keller making the tackle on the 9-yard gain.
It was a nice call by Garrett Riley. You had number 20, Caleb Woodson, shift from his linebacker spot out to the edge to blitz. And Garrett Riley just calls a little inside zone play right up the middle. And Phil Maffa sets up a 2nd and short.
Stellato in motion. Klubnik keeps it, and he's going to pick up a few yards, get the first down. 4-yard gain by Cade Klubnik, brought down by Fuga. The challenge for both these defenses, Roddy, respectively, is being able to slow down the run a little bit, right?
The team that stops the run better is probably going to win this game. And sometimes football's simple. Stop the run, don't turn the ball over, and you have a chance for success. See if Virginia Tech. Clemson's had some success running the football on this drive.
Welcome everyone to Blacksburg, Virginia. Clemson taking on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech looking for its 6th win of the season. The Tigers looking to get back on track after losing last week against Louisville at home. A huge scene in Atlanta a moment ago. They rushed the field as Georgia Tech defeats Miami, handing the Hurricanes their first loss of the season. There's a look at the updated standings. Miami dropping to 5-1. Clemson also at 5-1. SMU undefeated at 5-0. That's right, folks. SMU. As we take a look at the inventory, Roddy, when you think about now the possibilities, perhaps maybe a morsel of hope. And by the way, congratulations. I'm not going to front and pretend like you weren't enjoying a little bit of the scene up here. Great win for your alma mater. But what does that do now for Clemson and the rest of the ACC?
It opens the door a little wider. You still need one more Miami loss. One of the tiebreakers that you get to is record against common opponent. Louisville, a common opponent between Clemson and Miami. But Miami's got a couple of games that look tricky down the line.
Off the play fake, quick slant, incomplete, knocked away. Great play by Jenkins. Hey, Q, there's a lot of inventory to take on the injury front, right?
And it's that time of year. Clemson defensive end Peter Woods, their best and most disruptive defensive lineman, did not make the trip. He will not play. Their porous run defense was an issue last week against Louisville. But the 2 stars for Virginia Tech are in the lineup. Kyron Drones started at quarterback, and we got to see Faisal Tootin, their star running back, on their first drive.
3rd down and 10 for Clemson. Clean pocket, complete, and a first down catch and run by Williams. He is lethal when he gets loose in the secondary. And he moves the sticks 15 yards.
It just does a great job of finding a soft spot in the zone. The linebacker Caleb Woodson widens out. Jaden Keller stays inside. Cade Klubnik. This is where I think he's grown the most. Knowing where to go with the football, the decisiveness to deliver it, and another big conversion. It's worth mentioning, we saw Tristan Lee, the left tackle, leave the field. Elijah Thurman, a true freshman, did a great job on that 3rd down against Cole Nelson.
13th play of the drive. Klubnik throws it away. Nobody home.
I think that might be grounded, Mark.
He was inside the pocket still, even though it did go beyond the line of scrimmage. Good pressure up front by Powell Ryland. And there's the intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 2. The spot foul. Loss it down. 2nd down.
Dabo Swinney imploring his quarterback Klubnik, hey, stay poised. Keep your head about you.
He's in the pocket, and the reason that's grounded is there's no receiver in the area. They came together, discussed it, the officials did, and Dabo Swinney, his quarterback, telling him, just, hey, think about it a little bit more.
This is the Tigers' opening drive of the ball game. Virginia Tech went 3 and out on theirs. Maffa, another gaping hole up the middle on the loose. Phil Maffa close to the first down. A late flag coming. And this one looks like it's going to come back. If it stands, it's a 20-yard gain.
Holding, offense, number 2. Replay second down.
And the hole is wide open, and then it's on number 0, Antonio Williams. Yeah, it was right here against Mansour Delane.
Delane really sold it too. He let the official know.
He did. You get the second look, hands outside on the shoulder pads, and then if you let go, you disengage. Probably have a shot there, or a shot to get away with it there, but he held on.
Comes back to the 32. Maffa on the backfield, on the draw. Maffa is going to lose a couple of yards. Caleb Woodson came knifing through there to make the tackle. No gain on the play. Setting up a 3rd down and long for Brent Pry's team, former Penn State coach, linebacker, 3rd season on the sidelines of Virginia Tech. It's been a season of near misses for the Hokies. Their 4 losses have all been by 1 score. Third and 16, Klubnik, little backside pressure. They couldn't run him down. He gets rid of it for grabs. It's picked off. Intercepted by Jones. This was up for grabs. A moment of indiscretion for Klubnik. After seeing his coach tell him to keep his head about him, Jalen Jones with the interception.
Watching Veterans Week coverage on ESPN, brought to you by USAA.
Pass complete downfield to Gosnell. Benji, one half of the brotherly combination on the field for the Hokies. You're watching ESPN College Football delivered by Papa John's. Part of Veterans Week on ESPN, presented by USAA.
Love the call backed up on the goal line by Virginia Tech offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen. Nice, easy pitch and catch. You get run after the catch and a lot of breathing room now. Stuff not seen. Bayshall Tootin take a carry yet.
He was only in on 1 play on the previous series. This is going to be Drones, and Drones picks up about 4 on the play. Mickens making the tackle. Let's take a look at our impact players delivered by Papa John's today.
Where you look, and it's number 25, Jalen Lane. He's going to have to create some explosive plays against this Clemson defense. And Wade Woodaz is probably the most improved player on this Clemson defense. Leads them in tackles. His athleticism, his range is going to come in big, especially with a dual threat quarterback like Kyron Drones. He and Barrett Carter going to be a big part of keeping Drones' legs under control.
It'll be a fun matchup, and we have Jalen Lane's father mic'd up for sound. We'll check in with him a little bit later. Here's Drones on the rollout. The pass is going to be ruled incomplete at the 39, intended for Felton. Sets up a 3rd down and 6 to go for the Hokies. Still without actually just 1 first down in the ball game so far. Kyron Drones, though, has thrown a touchdown in every game this season except for the Rutgers game a little bit earlier this year.
Bit of a different look for Clemson. Peter Woods out, depth on that defensive line a little tested. 3 linebackers in, 3 defensive linemen, and 3 safeties.
Got to get to the 37. Drones delivers incomplete. Would have been enough for the first down, but dropped as Carter knocked it loose. Benji Gosnell couldn't squeeze it in time, and it'll be 4th down. 1 more look.
Benji Gosnell did a great job of working open space, but watch the hand of Barrett Carter. Go straight to the hands, plays the football, knocks it out. It's a really good job by the linebacker who was beaten to the inside. When the ball got there, if you go through the hands of the receiver, you have a chance to break up the pass.
Peter Moore punting from his own 16-yard line, averaging about 43 per punt on the season. Antonio Williams with a chance and calls for the fair catch at the 32. 1st and 10 from there. Still zeros on the scoreboard after that 38-yard punt. We'll see how Klubnik bounces back after throwing that pick a moment ago.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John. Better ingredients, better pizza. Better get you some. And in part by Verbo Private Vacation Rentals. Relax, you booked a Verbo.
What you're seeing on your screen is in honor of the fallen Virginia Tech alum. I want to thank them for their service this very special week of college football. And we honor our vets. Zeros on the scoreboard. 1st and 10 Tigers from the 31-yard line. Let's keep an eye on the left side of that offensive line. Elijah Thurman, number 52, is in for Tristan Lee, number 71. They toss it to the wide side of the field. Maffa puts his hat down and picks up about 7 yards. Hey, coming up tonight on ABC at 7:30 Eastern Time, number 15 LSU hosts number 11 Alabama in Death Valley. What a different year it's been for the Crimson Tide.
It's been a year where they've had to kind of find their sea legs under Kalen DeBoer, but they have it's a massive game tonight.
2nd and 5. Klubnik runs out of bounds, picked up the first down at about the 52-yard line.
That was a wise decision by Cade Klubnik. Wanted to throw the RPO, the slant route, off of it, but Quentin Reddish was right in the throwing lane, so he just took off to run and got the first down.
Check that 42-yard line. This is not Canadian football. I was thinking about number 52, the offensive tackle, Thurman, and we'll see if Roddy APR, Powell Ryland, goes after him at all. He's matched up over him right now. They run it the other way on the jet sweep to Antonio Williams. Nice play call by Garrett Riley, and they get good yardage. Kelly Lawson making the tackle, a 9-yard gain.
They don't go under center often, but when you can get the ball in the hands of number 0 quickly and get him in space, it's a win. And the other thing that play did was give Phil Maffa a break. Phil Maffa played 95 snaps a week ago, came off the field, you gave it to Antonio Williams, got him a little bit of a blow. Now he's back on for 2nd and short.
Maffa, the battering ram, picks up the first down. Maffa last week, you alluded to it, Roddy, 30 carries, 171 yards, a couple of touchdowns. A guy that has been a leader by example this year for the Tigers on and off the field, really has the disposition of a professional. Fastidious and assiduous in his approach. On the RPO, Klubnik going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 48 by Brumfield. Sam Brumfield, number 3 right there, setting up 2nd down.
Sam Brumfield, one of the captains of this Virginia Tech team. He started every game until the Georgia Tech game and was just kind of outplayed by Jaden Keller, but and that was mainly in games. It wasn't a practice thing, but being the leader of this team has really responded to it well, and you saw him make a play there.
3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. He comes the other way on the quick slant. Oh boy, a touchdown saving tackle on TJ Moore, who had a lot of real estate ahead of him. Mansour Delane, Roddy, made a big tackle here.
It was a touchdown saving tackle, as you said. It was a 0 blitz. That 0 refers to the number of safeties in the middle of the field. Man-to-man across the board, and Delane had a couple of situations last week where they had a similar type blitz where he missed the tackle that helped Syracuse get back in the game. Good to see him make it there.
Tigers will move Antonio Williams around a lot. Under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Klubnik steps up, broke a tackle, then got rocked at the 30-yard line by Brumfield again. A gain of 4 yards on the play, and there's a little bit of the difference between Klubnik this year versus last year. More willing to make plays running the football.
2nd and 6.
Williams is going to line up to the left of Klubnik. From the 30. Downfield. Incomplete, intended for Moore. Looked like there was some contact down there, almost as if Moore had pushed Delane to the field.
And the timing of the snap was awkward. Watch the Virginia Tech defensive lineman. They're going to flinch, but the center, Ryan Linthicum, I believe he saw that flinch and thought they jumped in the line of scrimmage. The centers are taught to snap it there so that you can get a free play because you have an offsides. Virginia Tech never came into the neutral zone, and so it just ends up being a dead play for Clemson.
Hoffa sets in the backfield, now motions out. Little receiver screen. Williams is going to be stopped up short of the first down. They are well within field goal range, but what do the analytics tell you in this scenario?
I wish I had the book. The Rotalytics says go for it here, but what do the Dabolytics say?
Yeah, 4th and 2. They're going to leave the offense on the field here. The analytics say go for it.
You got a 230-pound running back.
Dabo calls a timeout, Q.
There was some confusion with a late substitution of an offensive lineman, so Dabo calls timeout.
Full media timeout.
Fourth and 2, Clemson hit with the offense on the field. That's what the analytics say. Go for it. They're 9 of 13 on 4th down this year. On the bootleg, Klubnik sacked. Brought down at the 40. The Hokies respond. Cole Nelson blew this up.
Watch Keontae Jenkins right here. You're going to get Bryant Wesco in the flat, and Dabo Swinney is really upset because Keontae Jenkins gets away with the grab on Wesco as he goes inside. It wasn't super obvious, but he did hook the waist of Wesco, got away with it.
It was obvious to Dabo.
Yes, it was. It was fairly obvious to me, so I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, he was coaching up Klubnik there. Coming back the other way, this is Tootin with his first carry of the game, barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. Here's a look at the play and the hold right there.
Look at the right side. Yeah, he kind of hooks the waist, has a little grab after. And then Cade Klubnik could have decided to just run it, but there's pressure on the outside, and Virginia Tech ultimately gets off the field for the second time. They've been in field goal range twice. This Clemson offense has 0 points out of it.
This is the end of the first quarter.
And one of the prevailing storylines already in this football game, the Hokies with 3 sacks in the game.
You said something earlier, Mark. So we've got an early word up with the Joneses.
Uh-oh.
You said, I believe it was assiduous?
Yes.
Showing great care, attention, and effort, just like you do with every broadcast.
I'm trying. Assiduous. You're watching ESPN College Football delivered by Papa John's. Folks, it's part of Veterans Week on ESPN presented by USAA. 2nd and 10 for the Hokies. Drones lost the ball. It's loose. No signal yet. He put it on the ground. And it's Clemson football. T.J. Parker knocked it loose, and the Tigers will have great field position. Drones looked a little bit indecisive there. Started to run and had it knocked loose by Parker.
It's just a tremendous job of pursuit by T.J. Parker. He gets up to the level of the quarterback on his pass rush, realizes it's too high in the air, he's too high in the pocket, and then retraces, comes back down. Kyron Drones has got the ball down low. T.J. Parker puts his hand right on it. And Drones knows that he's got to take better care of the football. You got to secure it as soon as you become a runner. It's high and tight.
Parker leads Clemson in sacks this year with 5, forcing a fumble. First team from the 36. Klubnik gets rid of it to Maffa. Nice tackle in the open field at about the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clemson coming in 6-2. Klubnik has been sacked 3 times already.
And this Clemson offensive line has 2 backups on the left side. Elijah Thurman is playing left tackle, but Harris Sewell also playing left guard for Marcus Tate.
They run it to the left side of that offensive line. Maffa picks up about 2 yards. A moment ago, Q caught up with Coach Sweeney.
Coach, how would you characterize your response this week?
Well, they're playing well. We just, we've had some miscues. I thought we missed a hold right there, but, it's part of the game. We had a bad holding call on a 15-play drive, and and a grounding, so that set us back. A lot of yards, and they're moving the ball. We just got to finish. We got to get out the wrong way. Defense has played pretty good. Good, tough first quarter, but we got to finish.
What's going on with the left side of your offensive line?
Well, Tristan Lee's out, but Elijah's got in there and done a pretty good job. He's a young freshman, and he's got to go play.
Thank you.
Okay.
Finish.
Offside, defense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, 3-play 3rd down.
Common denominator for the Hokies and the Tigers. Both respective head coaches have talked about finishing, something that Virginia Tech failed to do last week in a tough game, a tough loss against Syracuse.
They called that offsides on Keyshawn Burgos. It was actually Aeneas Peebles that jumped across the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 1. Klubnik going to keep it himself. Got rocked, but stayed on his feet, and he's tackled at the 30. Interminable pursuit on the play defensively. Keller and Jenkins. That's a huge defensive play, Roddy.
It is, and Jaden Keller just does a great job of slicing through the offensive line. He's able to get past the block, just past Phil Maffa, and he's what makes that play. Cade Klubnik bounces off of him, has to get outside, and then it's the pursuit by Jenkins that forces the field goal attempt.
Nolan Hooser in to attempt this field goal from 47 yards out. Place kicking has been an adventure for the Tigers, and it's blocked on cue. Recovered by the Hokies with a little bit of room, and a blocker. It's coming back. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. It started with that guy, Beamer Ball, special teams excellence. And you saw what it looks like today a moment ago. Reddish scooping it up and running it in 77 yards for the touchdown. Virginia Tech with a 7-0 lead. As we said, it's been an adventure. Place kicking for Clemson. They got it blocked. And the lunch pail to Reddish. One more look. And that surge up the middle, blocked by Burgos. And this is the result. Beamer Ball in full effect. Virginia Tech has only run 9 plays offensively, but they have a 7-0 lead. The result of that blocked field goal a moment ago and returned 77 yards by Reddish for the score. Virginia Tech looking for its 6th win of the season in a season that has been characterized by near misses. All 4 of their losses have been by 1 score. Haynes back deep. And he calls for the fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25.
Avert your eyes, Clemson fans. Special teams and field goals in particular have been just an adventure or a disaster. The left side of the line against Florida State blocked. The left side of the line against Florida State blocked again. Then Louisville tests the left side of that Clemson field goal team. They had 2 blocks, both of them coming from the left side. And then today against Virginia Tech, it's more up the middle, but still the left side. You get penetration up the middle, a little bit of a low trajectory kick, but Keyshawn Burgos is able to get his hands on it. That one's returned for a touchdown. For the 2nd year in a row, field goal kicking is an absolute adventure for Clemson.
On the ground, Moffa out to the 31-yard line. Keller making the tackle on the play. 6-yard gain for Phil Moffa, 230-pound tailback. Remember, with that Miami loss a little bit earlier at Georgia Tech, here's what's at stake for the Tigers: a win and they stay alive in the ACC, and a sliver more of hope with that Hurricane loss. Moffa patiently waiting for a hole, which does not develop. Jason Abbey making the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. Meanwhile, conversely, here's what's at stake for the Hokies. This would be pretty much one of the biggest wins, if not the biggest, under Coach Pride.
It certainly would be. A top 25 team coming in at home in a year where they have lost every single 1-score game that they've played. And this would be a statement for this Virginia Tech team.
Klubnik open over the middle, complete at the 47-yard line. They'll move the Chicks. Brian Wesco was working against Phillips III to pick up 17.
It's a nice job of the offensive line, giving Cade Klubnik enough time and a lane to deliver the ball through. He gets it there. Wesco makes the play, and a shoestring tackle by Mose Phillips on the back end.
There's a look at Elijah Thurman, number 52, tasked with an important job on the left side of that offensive line, along with Blake Miller up front. 1st and 10. Klubnik pulls it out and keeps it on the RPO and dragged down from behind. Wonderful pursuit by Lawson to limit the gain to 1. Let's take a look at today's player spotlight, brought to you by Gillette. A couple of precocious freshmen. Look at the number. Boy, Wesco, we've seen him. This is our 3rd different time, and they were waiting for him to really pop and be impactful. He certainly has in the last several weeks.
He has been, and he missed a couple of games in the middle there, middle of the season, Wake and Virginia, but TJ Moore on the other side has shown a ton of potential, had a big opportunity that he missed last week. He got the potential to be a special player.
2nd and 9. Wow, dropped by Antonio Williams. Clip and save that one, folks. You won't see it happen often. He has the best hands on that team, but instead it's 3rd and 9.
Uncharacteristic, to say the least. I mean, that ball's right there. Sometimes you just got to have a lack of concentration, but look, it's a 3rd and long. They're going to need him on this play. Also going to have to protect Cade Klubnik.
Keep an eye on Powell Ryland.
It's off the line of scrimmage, down to the bottom of the screen.
Klubnik taking a shot deep. Incomplete. Stride for stride with Wesco was Dorian Strong. And it's 4th down, but there's a flag down on the field. Let's see what this is all about. Well, it's going to go against the Tigers.
Personal foul, illegal chop block, offense, number 64 and number 7. The penalties declined. Result of the plays accepted. 4th down.
Oh, high-low.
Yeah, so it's when a player is engaged up high and then another player goes below the waist. And Walker Parks just puts his hands on the blitzing linebacker. Phil Maffa's already decided, all right, I'm going to cut this guy. And ends up in a penalty. It doesn't matter, though, because they got the stop on the back end.
Lane back for the punt. This is the Tigers' first punt of the afternoon. Swanson at his own 33. Nose of the football down. An end-over-end punt. Comes down to the 12-yard line to Lane. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Drones in the offense on the field after that 40-yard boot when we return.
ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's, is brought to you by USAA. Let's honor those who served this Veterans Day.
As part of Veterans Week on ESPN, presented by USAA, this week we honor all of America's heroes as we send a heartfelt thank you to all our active military and veterans for your courage and commitment to our country. A special shout out to my cousin Janice Gaetan, who served in Desert Storm. Drones puts his hat down and makes it down to the 15. Tell you what, sometimes you look at the raw numbers and you demand an interpretation because the math ain't mathin' right there.
It's really not mathin', and that's why special teams can often be an exponent instead of just a simple numeral in an equation.
I like that. Oh, you pulled some Georgia Tech on me right there. That pass complete to Lane, an exponent. Okay, see, he's feeling good. 6-yard gain. My partner feeling good today with that Georgia Tech big win against Miami. So, hey, SMU out there undefeated right now in the ACC at the top.
First and foremost, congratulations to Brent Key and that program. But yeah, SMU, how about them? New entry into the ACC, leading the league right now.
Drones keeps it himself, and on that second surge, gets enough for the 1st down. With under 9 minutes to go in the first half, a 3-yard gain. SMU at 5-0, BYU in the Big 12 the same. Indiana has played a rather softish schedule at 6-0. Oregon as well.
There is a team in every single conference that's joined a new league in the last 2 years in the top 4 of the standings, and all the Big 4. It's made for quite the season.
It's going to get complicated though, Roddy, you feel, with the lack of head-to-head matchups. Gets it out quickly and it's dropped, incomplete, intended for Gosnell. Had a great meeting with number 12 right there a little bit earlier, but what more do you make of that, Roddy?
Well, you said the tiebreakers. The tiebreaker scenarios are enough to give you the head explosion emoji.
Yeah, right.
But remember, the tiebreakers are going to come in big because the winners of those 4 conferences get an automatic bid and likely a bye in the 12-team college football playoff.
Those first-round games will be on campuses across the country. Drones escaping harm. Steps out of bounds after a gain of a couple of yards. A gain of 1 on the play. Here's a look at the respective tiebreakers. I'll tell you what, once you get down to about
3.
5th one.
Once you get down to 3, you start to have to work your way through it. Remember, no divisions anymore, and with the size of these conferences, the ACC 17 teams, the SEC 16, the Big 12 16, the Big 10 18 teams, you can't play enough people to get a true feel without tiebreakers.
Drones pulls complete at the 34. Jennings making the reception and a 1st down for the Hokies. Let me ask you, what do you make of Kyron Drones' movement pattern so far? What does he look like to you?
He looks great. He has been their run game, which I think more sort of tells you about the health of Bashal Tutin. But here, he's in rhythm, in the pocket, delivers an accurate football, and they're able to get the first down. But Kyron Drones already with 6 carries as well.
Tutin in the ball game. He gets the fake, and it's Drones picking up another first down right at midfield, the 50-yard line, a 12-yard dash with under 7 minutes to go in the first half. And now this Virginia Tech offense amassing some semblance of rhythm. First down and 10. They've had 16 plays in all. Tutin with nowhere to go. He's going to lose about 4 yards. Sammy Brown brought him down in the backfield. Hey, kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown Crew on ESPN and the ESPN app. They'll preview each game right up to kickoff. Joe Buck Aikman will be in Los Angeles for Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup. Dolphins taking on the Rams at SoFi Stadium, 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. 2nd and 13. Back at the 47. Drones with a clean pocket. Oh, and he threw it behind his receiver, who was wide open. Green had nothing but green grass in front of him. And you can see the angst on the countenance of that fan there. Wow.
You're just going to have Green wide open in that area as he goes across the field. And there is nobody there. I mean, look at all this room. It's going to be a foot race with the safety if he's able to catch it. And the safety started sprinting the opposite direction. The way that ball came out of his hand, it looked like it might have been tipped, but ultimately it's a missed opportunity.
Lane lines up in the backfield to the short side of the field, complete to Felton, who's brought down immediately at about the 48-yard line by Ashton Hampton, setting up a 4th down for the Hokies. A gain of 4 on the play. But the punt team will come in for Virginia Tech with just under 5.5 minutes to go in this first half of play. Peter Moore comes in. Brent Pry's team looking for their 6th win of the season. He said Sunday they had a good film practice. They sweat out the loss. They got it out of their system and did a young guys 10-play scrimmage. Some of the vets and upperclassmen hanging around and cheering them on. There was a good spirit, good vibe in the locker room. And they come out on top right here, 7-0 with 4:58 to go in the half.
And how you doing? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
You hanging in there?
So many close ones, you know?
Well,
we're that close. Let's react and drive! Get moving around!
What's the standard? That's all I want today. I want your best. All right? We got everything we need. I want you to give all you got. All right, let's enjoy it. All right, let's play with joy. Playing the fun's in the doing, man. Let's go do it. All in on 3. 1, 2, 3, all in.
The passionate intonations of the respective brain trust. Brent Pry of Virginia Tech and Dabo Swinney of Clemson. That pass incomplete, setting up a 2nd down and 10. Coach Swinney always likes to refer to the standard being the standard. Trying to play up to it, but trailing 7-0 right now. Maffa with a first down run and then some. Maffa into Virginia Tech's side of midfield, stepping out of bounds at about the 48. Walker Parks bringing him loose.
It's a really nice cut behind Walker Parks. And it kind of caught Virginia Tech in a blitz. And it was a big hole for Phil Moffitt to burst through.
They hand it off to him again, this time dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. Who else, Roddy? Powell Ryland, who leads the nation in sacks and tackles for loss.
We talked with Antoine Powell Ryland about exactly this play yesterday. Said, hey, look, Clemson's going to run counter a bunch. That's when you get 2 pullers from the backside going frontside. What do you have to do? He said, look, I got to be aggressive on the backside, chase those pullers and try and make plays. Says
he likes to watch a lot of video on Von Miller and Khalil Mack. amongst other players. Second and 13. On the quick out, complete to the tight end, Brenningstool. And he's going to end up a few yards shy of that first down. Had 3 catches for 22 yards a week ago, picked up 8 there. Third and 5. Play clock at 8. Got rid of it, but hit as he threw it. There's a flag down on the play. Once again, some big-time pressure up front, this time from Peebles. The Hokies winning the battle of the line of scrimmage so far.
It's a pretty good form tackle by Walker Parks, although he didn't get him to the ground.
Held him like a grudge. I mean, that was a clear one.
Price got a bit of a decision. If you, it's going to force a 4th down, but if you decline the penalty, it's kind of iffy territory whether Clemson would go for it.
Penalties declined. 4th down.
The question is, will Clemson go for it, or do you punt the football and pin Virginia Tech back deep? Clemson's keeping the offense on the field. That's why it's sort of a, it wasn't an obvious decision.
Tough call, right?
For Brent Pry, yeah. I mean, if he'd have known Clemson would have gone for it, he probably accepts the penalty and bumps him back 10 yards. Lets him replay 3rd down.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 5. And now the Hokies will burn one of their 3 remaining timeouts.
First charge, timeout, Virginia Tech. This is a 30-second timeout.
With 3:06 to go in the first half. Boy, we had a great visit with Peebles yesterday, who was right in the face of quarterback Cade Klubnik a moment ago. And the journalism major gave us some good time. And my first question to him was, okay, as a burgeoning journalism student and, you know, maybe after football, what do you consider the biggest issue in the media these days? He had a great answer for us, Roddy. He said, real journalism versus clickbait. Real news versus clickbait.
We had some really deep philosophical discussions with the Virginia Tech players that we had yesterday, but Aeneas Peebles was an absolute pleasure. Dad was a record-holding defensive lineman at App State. Mom, a pro softball player, and he has been as disruptive a defensive tackle as there has been in the ACC, and they will need him to do that here on 4th down.
The Duke transfer having an impact already. Here we go, 4th and 5. Wesco in motion. And Klubnik is going to punt it after rolling out. And it's fielded and caught at about the 27. Okay, so we're going a little bit of schoolyard here, Roddy. What do you make of that decision? A perplexing move. Dabo Swinney even had to laugh about his own call there. And you're putting a lot of trust in your quarterback, Roddy, to punt it on the move. He did that on the move.
I mean, you have someone on the field who that's his job. You're trying to catch Virginia Tech off guard, but when your quarterback shanks it and you gain, they gained more yardage than I thought. The Virginia Tech's now at the 25.
19-yard punt.
I think the punter could have done better.
Yeah, okay. 1st and 10. Toss to the short side of the field. Tootin dragged down. That's going to be a face mask. An obvious one there. On Lucas.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Rachel Tootin, the transfer from North Carolina A&T. It was a game-time decision today. Guy that initially decommitted from Boston College after entering the transfer portal, deciding to come to Virginia Tech. New Jersey native from Paulsboro High School. Taking a shot downfield on the post. Incomplete, but a flag down. Gosnell was being defended by Lucas. And Gosnell slow to get up.
Holding defense, number 10. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Stephen Gosnell took a big hit last week in the Syracuse game. Said his ribs were still sore from the kidney shot that he took. He hits the ground hard after this one, right on his shoulder.
Yeah, you could see him writhing in pain there.
Timeout for an injured player.
Still being tended to by the athletic training staff. Gosnell with his brother Benji, the starting tight end for Virginia Tech. One of 13 children in his family. That's right, 13. Folks, this season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate.
We had an awesome visit with Stephen Gosnell yesterday, and,
Yes.
and I talked about the deep conversations that you had with the players. You and he started going back and forth about connecting neural pathways. He's
Yes.
reading the book Becoming Supernatural, which is all about hacking the nervous, I don't know, what is that book about?
So neural pathways are the pathways in your brain that through routine and rote become automatic through time.
There you go.
You know, close. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a lot further in that
Sounds
explanation
paranormal,
than I
doesn't
could get.
It's kind of changing your genetic makeup by changing your thoughts. What you think is what you become. Drones thinking of a touchdown pass, dumps it off to Tootin underneath, got a blocker in front of him, tiptoes down the sidelines, inside the 30. Got a good block from Aiden Green, and 1st and 10 with under 2.5 minutes to go. 22 yards in all.
That's the Bayshall Tootin, the explosiveness that Virginia Tech fans are used to. Wide open field, and it's not necessarily a cut, it's the burst that we were looking for, we have been looking for from Bayshall Tootin. And how about this? First play in Clemson territory as they'll take it down to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, they're going to let it run all the way down as we hit the 2-minute timeout. The Hokies working on those neural pathways and finding a pathway to the end zone, perhaps, when we come back. All right, thanks a lot. They remember November. And what a week already it's been in the ACC. Out of the backfield, double pass almost picked off and sacked all the way back at the 38-yard line. TJ Parker had a read on that play from the jump. Aiden Green threw it back to Drones.
It was almost disastrous, but TJ Parker's here. Kyron Drones is going to pitch it and then go back that way. TJ Parker just does a great job of recognizing, flipping his hips for a big man, getting out there. And I can imagine the look on Kyron Drones' face as he sees that ball coming and TJ Parker's breathing down his neck.
9-yard loss. Pushing them back out of field goal range a little bit. Incomplete at the 35. Intended for Jennings. And now we're looking at a 3rd down and 19 for the Hokies. Boy, that 9-yard loss on 1st down really deleterious, really hurtful.
It just felt like that's a play where Virginia Tech was trying to go for a haymaker. They're trying to go for the knockout punch on the first play out of the 2-minute timeout. And if it ends like this, I mean, you are in a situation where you may not end up with points before the half.
All the way back at the 37. Tootin between the tackles. Tugboat Tootin with nowhere to go. It'll be 4th and 20. And Clemson burns a timeout.
Clemson. This is a 30-second timeout.
Now let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by Allstate. Of course, the big news, Miami losing in Atlanta to Georgia Tech 28-23. Georgia trailing in their game.
My big question is, where does Miami drop to? I think they're certainly below Penn State, Tennessee, Indiana. Are they below a BYU? Are they below a Notre Dame? If Alabama wins, do they fall below Alabama?
Yeah. How far do you think that drop is going to be?
If Alabama wins, I think Miami's around 11. I do.
BYU taking on Utah. BYU, #1 team in the Big 12.
Clemson has a returner back on this long field goal attempt. It looks like it's Cole Turner back there.
John Love from 55. Had enough distance, but he pushed it off to the right with 1:07 to play. It'll be Clemson football from the line of scrimmage at about the 38.
And now you're going to give Clemson really good field position. And I mean, you're close on this one with John Love, just a little to the right, but from a percentage standpoint, how likely is it that you make that? Now you give Clemson the ball with just shy of the 40-yard line with 1:07 on the clock, one timeout, and they've got a great opportunity to put points on the board.
Klubnik goes through his progression, knocked away at the 40-yard line. Nice play by Jenkins. Boy, Chris Marv, the defensive coordinator for the Hokies, has his defense playing some solid football right now, shutting out Clemson here in the first half.
The thing that Clemson has been successful with against these blitz looks from Chris Marv is handing the ball off and popping runs when Virginia Tech has brought a lot of edge pressure.
Coach Marv counts Derek Mason and James Franklin as mentors and friends, and amongst his colleague, Klubnik out of the backfield, incomplete for Mafa. It'll be 3rd down and 10. We had a good visit with Coach Marv yesterday. He walked in there looking like a former linebacker that just came out of the weight room. Huh?
He is a former linebacker, and he probably did just come out of the weight room. The way the biceps were popping out of the shirt, but I'll tell you what's been popping out is his ability to scheme up ways for Clemson, or to keep Clemson off guard. Antoine Powell-Ryland had great pressure against the freshman left tackle Elijah Thurman on the last play.
Klubnik got it off and incomplete in the direction of Antonio Williams, but overthrew him by a ton. So a quick 3 and out for the Tigers. And Coach Marv's defense does the job again. Only 13 seconds of time of possession in that short sequence.
The pressure came from Cole Nelson. Watch this spin move that he puts on the right tackle, Blake Miller. Dips inside and then quick outside. That was something that you'd see from a point guard coming down the lane.
To get some fries with that shake.
Yeah.
Fair catch called back at the 15-yard line. We have a flag down on the field all the way back at the 24. Jason Abbey might have made contact. 47-yard punt if this play stands. The officials still trying to adjudicate the call. It's going to go against the Hokies, obviously.
Running into the kicker, defense number 31. Penalties decline. First down, Virginia Tech.
There's Cole Nelson. He carries the lunch pail and all of its tradition, but look at this move, Roddy.
I just love that he sets it up by going inside, taking that hard step inside, and then spinning outside. That's having a plan with your pass rush.
Okay.
He knows that he's going to dip inside hard, make Blake Miller set, and then spin off. Cole Nelson has been a captain for this team, out of Johns Creek High School in Georgia, and is shown right there why he has been a big part of this defense.
Really a big voice of that defense. Gosnell in motion now sets. Drones, surveys, pulls it. It's incomplete at the 21-yard line and almost picked off by that guy right there, R.J. Mickens. Intended for Lane, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. 40 seconds to go in the half. This was a dangerous throw.
It was, and if Mickens decides early, then he probably has a chance to intercept that. The last 5 or 6 plays, I can go further than that, probably 8 or 9 plays have been very disjointed for the offenses.
Drones completes it this time out to the 23. Goes to Felton, setting up a short 3rd down to follow after that 7-yard gain. If you're just joining us, Drones and Tootin missed last week, started today's game, and both still on the field.
3rd and final timeout of the half.
As Clemson burns its final timeout with 25 seconds to go. Mentioned a couple of times already, for the Hokies, this season has been one characterized by near misses. 4 losses, all by 1 score.
Got a couple of losses in overtime, starting in week 1 to Vandy. They had a 3-point loss to Rutgers. The loss at Miami, they had the game won, and then upon review, they lost it. And then they blew a 21-3 lead in overtime against Syracuse. Brent Pry has struggled in 1-score games over the course of his time at Virginia Tech, and he mentioned to us that they've changed some things up.
Yeah.
They had trouble starting fast, so they moved the competitive periods to the front of practice. Now they've had trouble finishing games, so they've moved some of those competitive periods to the end of practice in hopes that they can finish better in games.
They're going to blow this play dead. And we've got another flag down to the field.
Full start, offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's against the starting left tackle, Xavier Chaplin. Arguably their most consistent offensive lineman this season. Penalty aside.
Just feel like Virginia Tech at this point should take a knee in this thing to the locker room and regroup.
3rd down and 8. Drones fakes the toss into the boundary and is met just shy of the 20-yard line on 4th down coming up, and that'll pretty much do it. That's going to be the end of the first 30 minutes of play. Dabo Swinney's Clemson Tigers trailing 7-0, trying to bounce back after a disappointing home loss last week against Louisville. Drones and the Hokies leading 7-0 at the break as they search for their 6th win of the season to become bowl eligible. Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, and Dan Mullen back in the studio. Back to you guys.
Watching Veterans Week coverage on ESPN, brought to you by USAA.
I have firsthand knowledge of player entrances in college. After all, I'm a rambling wreck, familiar with young and old who strain their neck. Clemson and Blacksburg put opponents to the test. Stay with me now, and I'll intimate the best. It's not based on a rocky start, but a Metallica piece of art. The heart quickens, and the sound is deafening, proving this will be a day of reckoning. The song is about nightmares and things that go bump in the night, like a game plan. Such are the Hokies and Enter Sandman.
You're watching ESPN College Football delivered by Papa John's. Folks, this is the ACC on ESPN, and the spoken word, a collab between Roddy Jones and our producer, once again, Kim Belton. A special place. This is what it looked and sounded like. Roddy, what's it like here at Blacksburg?
There's just an energy, there's a buzz, and that song is a rallying cry. Obviously, play it as the entrance, but big plays in the second half. They can crank that thing back up again, and it doesn't have to be played for long. The a cappella is almost more impressive than when they're playing the full song.
Hokies will kick off. Tigers will have the football to begin the third quarter. Down 7-0. And as Drones came out of the locker room, take a close look at that right leg. Focus in on it a little bit. Get a little bit more information from Quint in just a moment. But how does Clemson get things going offensively? This is just the second time, Roddy, they've been shut out at the half in a football game.
Yeah, and the first one was the Georgia game, so it does not bode well for this Clemson offense. But really, they just have to finish. They've done a pretty good job of moving the ball down the field, but they've had mistakes, untimely penalties, a couple of turnovers, and obviously the blocked field goal return for a touchdown.
Klubnik pulls it out of the backfield, complete. That's Antonio Williams, brought down by Dorian Strong. Some wild plays in that first half. There was the interception, and then the blocked field goal, which resulted in a scoop and score for the Tutty. Little beamer ball still on display here at Virginia Tech, and a drop pass by the guy with the best hands. Poise, one of the underlying themes for Dabo Swinney, trying to get his quarterback Cade Klubnik aligned. Klubnik taking a shot downfield, one-on-one, incomplete, intended for more, and broken up by Dorian Strong. And there's a flag down at the 33-yard line. Here on the near side of the field.
Defense, number 15. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's going to go against Jalen Jones. It'll be 1st and 10, Clemson at the 36.
It was a Clemson receiver that ended up on the ground, and it was as a result of the hold from Jalen Jones.
Klubnik throwing it behind his receiver, Stellano. Wesco not even close. Let's go down to Q for more.
Spoke to both coaches during halftime. Brent Pry telling me their offense has just been too inconsistent. Their inability to sustain drives has really been the signature. And once again, you got a little bit of that here we go again feeling for Virginia Tech. They lead in this game, as they have in all 4 of their losses. Dabo Swinney's biggest concern, finding explosive plays. He said our slants have looked good, but there's got to be more, and somehow they've got to kind of break this thing open with some big plays.
Hey, I see you broke open your gloves, Q.
I have a hat. Well, the game, okay, it was 60 degrees. Nice pursuit by Virginia Tech there defensively, but it was 60 to start and sunny. Okay, felt like summer. And then we entered fall, and now over the next 2 hours we're going to enter winter.
The gloves are oven
gloves, man. Got those Dan Marino gloves on down there. Come on, Q. Come on, Q. You're a lacrosse guy. You tough. Come on. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Antoine Powell-Ryland. Where will he rush? That's the thing that Clemson offensive line is going to have to figure out.
Leads the nation in sacks. Pressure on Klubnik, steps up and finds an alley, sprints for the first down, took a knock, but put his hat down and moves the chains, good for 13 yards.
Powell-Ryland ends up looping all the way around and almost gets Cade Klubnik as he climbs in the pocket. But the awareness of number 2 in white to see that small little lane to get through was on full display, and a really tough run, taking a big hit at the end.
Off the play fake. Has plenty of time this time. Now some backside heat. Into trouble. Incomplete. Wesco was there, but couldn't hang on to it. That looked like a catchable pass, albeit we're pretty far away.
It did, and Keontae Jenkins is underneath this pass. If he turns and runs, number 7's going to come into your screen. If he turns and runs, he probably has a chance to intercept it, but he tries to backpedal and get there, falls over, and then Wesco.
He should have caught that.
He should have caught that.
Come on now.
Yep. that's one of those, you know, it's easy to say from up here, but that's a gotta-have-it ball.
So both he and Antonio Williams have had a drop pass today. 2nd and 10. Little counter. Klubnik stays on his feet, and another 13-yard pickup for a first down. Big time run by Cade Klubnik out of Austin, Texas, that famous program at Westlake High School.
You mentioned the counter. You're going to get 2 pullers from the backside, but watch what happens to the linebacker when the toss action comes. He's going to fly out of the screen to the left, and then the counter back to the right. There's nobody there, and it's a really nice play design by Garrett Riley.
And the quarterback run game doing well so far on this drive. Hands it off to Maffa, getting around the edge. Pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Phil Maffa had 171 yards rushing on 30 attempts a week ago in that loss at home against Louisville. He picked up 8 there. Setting up 2nd down and 2. Last year he was all conference. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter for Clemson.
Here's the area of the field where they started to have trouble in the first half, having to settle for field goal attempts.
Randall in motion to the top of your screen. Klubnik taking a shot wide open. Touchdown, Cole Turner. He held on to it, battling Dorian Strong. And we've got a flag as a result. And Dabo Sweeney is in his face like acne right now.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 22, his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Great catch.
It is a great catch and a nice play design. But watch the end of this. Cole Turner gets up, stands over Dorian Strong. That's where the taunting comes in. Anytime you get up and you stand over a player barking at him, that's an automatic flag. I know how you feel about it.
You know how I feel.
I know how you feel about it.
I play collegiate basketball. And it's not the place to be if you want to get your feelings hurt, but hey, little talk is always good, but not so good for Clemson. Dabo Sweeney with a little behavior modification, we'll call it. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Blacksburg at Virginia Tech. Clemson tied at 7 apiece, and I'll tell you what, that turkey leg has been passed around, folks. I think that's about how many people now?
I've seen 3 people's hands on it. That's 3 people who put their mouths on it.
Oh, no.
Y'all ain't got no house training.
I don't know how sanitary that is, man. I mean, that turkey leg, man, it's me, myself, and I, and that's it. On the return, Thomas Williams looking for an alley. Flags down all over the field. Near side, far side, middle side of the field. We'll have to decipher this in a moment on the 32-yard kickoff return.
More flags on the field than mouths on that turkey leg.
I know. Oof. That thing must be tasty, though. I'm not going to lie.
During the return, there are 2 holds by the receiving team. Holding number 7 is declined. Holding number 36 is accepted. Half the distance to the goal penalty, correction, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Boy, take your pick and take your chew, take your bite.
My God.
Come on, man.
You can't go in for multiple times. Let go. That's a hold. That's a hold. Holding on the turkey leg.
You're going to bite that man's finger off.
He's going to take the whole thing.
Pull.
It's going to tug of war.
Hey, man, at this point of the night, the decision-making might be in question.
Nothing that a cold beer won't wash down.
1st and 10. After that impressive opening drive of the 3rd quarter by the Tigers, let's see how Kyron Drones responds.
Correction on the enforcement. It will be first down at the 14-yard line.
Drones did not appear to have that right knee brace on in the first half. Let's keep an eye on his mobility here in the third quarter. No gain on the play, stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by Lawson. Let's go down to Q for an injury report.
Yeah, Stephen Gosnell, who was banged up in that second quarter, has returned to the sideline. He's just in a sweatshirt, so it looks like his night is done. One of their leading receivers with 24 receptions on this season.
Wow. Roddy, how does that impact their offense?
Takes away their big play threat. I mean, he's a guy that was one of the tops in the country in yards per catch. So you need someone else to step up and give you that downfield presence.
Still have his brother, the tight end, number 82, Benji, out there. On 2nd and 10, Jennings in motion. Flag down. Drones pulls. Caught at the 28 by Lane. Still on his feet, out to the 42, but will it stand? There's a flag all the way back at the 12-yard line. 28-yard pickup if it stands. Doesn't look like it will.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 players went in motion. Number 7 did not get reset. 5-yard penalty.
Well, Jalen Lane with a nice play. His dad in the stands watching. Let's listen up to what he has to say.
Let's go, defense. Get him. There we go. There we go. Man, we need something big. This. Oh. Go. Boom. Boom. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, now we winning. Now we nerve, look.
Oh, my God.
Tootin stopped up at about the 8-yard line. You love the passion that the student athletes' families bring to these stadiums across the country. One of the great part of college football, all those years of driving their sons to and from practices. Roddy, you've been through it. I mean, it's part of the game, part of the fabric of what we love.
I was sharing a conversation with my dad earlier this week about his trips up to Lane Stadium and the memories that he had. They're memories that'll last you a lifetime, and they are hanging on every single play, offense, defense, and special teams.
Blitz coming on 3rd and 16. Incomplete. Lane couldn't squeeze it. Overshot by just a little bit. Khalil Barnes there back defending, and now the Tigers will have very good field position after this ensuing punt.
It's a slight thing, but Khalil Barnes just kind of hand fights with Jalen Lane to throw off the stride as he's going down the sideline. If not, it is an easier chance to catch that. And if he catches it and stays in bounds, it's 88 and out the gate.
Quarter 4, Peter Moore with his 4th punt of the game. Fair catch called at the 44-yard line by Williams.
Brian Lane knows ball. He's a high school football coach down at Westside High School in Clover, South Carolina, here in Lane Stadium, cheering for his son, Jalen.
Tell you what, this is how social media works, folks. You talk about a group of fellas sharing a turkey leg, and it's all over social media now, watching themselves.
Just bros.
Bite away, boys.
Bite,
bite, pass. Bite, pass.
It's time to let that thing go now, my guy.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, Clemson didn't leave any meat on the bone on that previous drive. Oh, a sack! Fumble! It's on the ground! Hokies claim to have it. Big hit by Jenkins. Still no signal.
Fumbles recovered by Clemson.
And the Tigers recover it. Boy, they got pressure on Klubnik again and jarred that ball loose.
They did, and it's Keontae Jenkins off the edge. Cade Klubnik doesn't really see him and then doesn't secure the football. Jenkins does a great job of putting his hand right on the ball and almost creates a turnover.
Maffa, great Derrick Henry style straight arm to pick up 3 extra yards. Sets up 3rd down. He gave a stiff arm to Brumfield. Dabo Swinney always referring to the standard.
It has been sloppy. Untimely penalties, an interception by Cade Klubnik, a blocked field goal return for a touchdown. Virginia Tech's offense has not scored. They've only got 95 yards of offense, but Clemson's offense has left a lot of meat on the turkey leg in this game.
Keep an eye on Williams. He's the middle receiver to the bottom of your screen. And that's Elijah Thurman, the backup tackle.
There's no foul on the play. Timeout was called by Clemson. Their first timeout of the half.
Okay, so they got the timeout first. They've got 2 remaining. Virginia Tech has its full complement of 3. Hey, coming up tonight at 8 Eastern on ACC Network, number 18 Pittsburgh squares off against Virginia. It's also available on the ESPN app, and you can also watch anywhere.
It's a big game for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they got off to a quick start, Coach Narduzzi and them, right?
They sure did. They were undefeated before going down to SMU last week and took a very humbling loss down in Dallas to the ACC leading SMU Mustangs, who were the big winner this week on a bye, with Miami losing.
What about that? And that big bounce back year for Pitt. These are some notable coaches in their 3rd year. Brent Pry, one of them for the Hokies.
Some big names on there. Brian Kelly, Mario Cristobal, Marcus Freeman all have, and Dan Lanning, Brett Lashley all have their teams in a position to make a 12-team college football playoff.
Blitz coming off the edge. Klubnik almost sacked, stayed on his feet miraculously. Room service downfield. An incredible catch and touchdown. What a time to be alive. Wow. TJ Moore. Mansour Delane had Klubnik in his arms, but couldn't wrest him to the ground. And that will be on highlight tapes for a long time to come. Klubnik almost fell down. He did a nice hand walk.
It's a great play by number 2 in white.
You can feel and hear the deafening silence here of the sellout crowd at Lane Stadium, in excess of 65,000. And here's why. Cade Klubnik stayed on his feet and delivered one to TJ Moore. Roddy will break it down on the other side. One of the plays of the year so far for Cade Klubnik and Clemson a moment ago. Staying on his feet and throwing a touchdown pass to TJ Moore to put Clemson up by 7. They've scored on consecutive drives here to start the 3rd quarter. Hokies with a chance to return it. This is Lane, brought down at about the 25. Roddy, tell me what the key was on this result.
First and foremost, Virginia Tech does a great job dialing up a corner blitz, and Mansour Delane times it really well. It's a great job by Cade Klubnik of keeping his balance, but as that happens, Dorian Strong's looking in the backfield, and TJ Moore is going to run wide open down the field. Strong thinks Cade Klubnik's going to go down. He pulls up, and TJ Moore is just hoping that Cade Klubnik can see him down the field. It's a great job of number 2 keeping his balance, getting out wide, looking down the field, and Klubnik delivering an accurate pass.
Drones complete to his tight end, Benji Gosnell. Gosnell picks up a first down. His brother Steven out with an injury.
And you think of the change in momentum in that play alone. Clemson still has not run a play in the red zone. They're up 14-7. Virginia Tech had a fumble on the ground that they could have recovered. They had a sack right there. They didn't get it, and then it turns into a touchdown for the Tigers.
Gosnell in motion. They come back the other way, and a drop. Incomplete, intended for Green. Setting up a 2nd down and 10. The vibe has done a 180 here, Roddy.
I think the reality is setting in that this offense has not done much today for Virginia Tech, and now you find yourself behind. You're going to have to create some offense to be able to get the ball in the end zone.
Jeremiah Coney in the backfield. Drones. Not sure who that was intended for, but it's in the incomplete. Setting up a 3rd down and 10. Felton might have been the nearest receiver in the neighborhood, but regardless, it sets up a 3rd down and 10.
Brent Pry is confused as the rest of us as to who that pass was to.
Looking a little bit perplexed, and like the theme of Enter Sandman, it's about things that go bump in the night and nightmares. Not quite living one yet. Drones with happy feet and sacked.
Drones taken down in the backfield by 47.
Sammy Brown got there, and they'll have to punt.
Despite being a reserve linebacker, Sammy Brown's number 2 on this team in sacks. Much heralded freshman coming in. Does a nice job on his rush, just staying with the quarterback, trying to figure out which way he's going to go. Once Kyron Drones tries to escape outside, the freshman is able to bring him down.
4th sack of the year. This punt will come down to the 25. Fair catch called by Williams. And we have a little activity down in the field. No flag. They're going to spot it at the 25-yard line after the 50-yard punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for Clemson. Now a quick word from Verbo.
Defenses so far have been stingy, and that really showed in the... Look, if you want a house without a host, you should have booked a Verbo. Like I was saying, both teams have really good defenses, and it really showed in the second half.
Who knew that Coach Saban was going to be a Hall of Fame actor as well as a Hall of Fame coach?
Hey, man, hey. He's putting it down.
He is doing a great job on College Game Day. Even brought back the old tin horn analogy this morning.
1st and 10, Klubnik down the sidelines, incomplete. TJ Moore, who caught the touchdown a moment ago, working against Delane. And you know what, Cade Klubnik and Dabo Swinney, very demonstrative at times on the sidelines. Like right here, Dabo imploring him to maintain his poise. But after this miraculous play, they BFF now.
You my boy, Blue.
I always believed in you. 2nd and 10. Maffa pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard shy of the 1st down. Picked up 5 on the play.
I think that shows the relationship of coach and players. A tremendous amount of trust there. Dabo Swinney has been loyal to all of his people, but particularly to his quarterbacks, and Cade Klubnik throughout his time at Clemson. That faith has never wavered.
He really came on late as Clemson finished last season on a strong note. Looking at 3rd and 5 now. Maffa setting in the backfield. One-on-one down the far sideline, incomplete. Strong was defending against Wesco, and Wesco never really appeared to see when the ball was headed his way.
In man-to-man coverage, I mean, these corners are really good. They've gotten caught a couple times with bad eyes, but as you said, Wesco never found the ball, so it really didn't matter. Never made an effort for it, and Dabo Swinney a former wide receivers coach before he got the interim gig after the firing of Coach Tommy Bowden. Coaches those wide receivers like they're his own.
Lesko, one of those talented freshmen. A high spiral punt. Comes down at the 27. And that's Lane. Stopped up after a 2-yard return on the 43-yard punt. 1st and 10 from there. On a night when this Hokie offense has yet to score a touchdown. Drones is 8 of 18 passing for 85 yards. And he hasn't really gotten in any kind of flow.
No, he hasn't. They've lacked explosive plays with the exception of the one big play to Tootin. They had a big play backed up to Benji Gosnell as well. Kyron Drones has really been their running game as well. Bashal Tootin's only has 3 carries. Jalen Lane has 1.
1st and 10. Here's Tootin. Made a nice move and got out to the 34. Put a move on Sammy Brown, and that is a disappointing look if you're a Hokie supporter. Tootin face down, slow to get up.
For an injured player.
Bashal Tootin, who was a game time decision after missing last week's game. That loss against Syracuse, they really could have used him, and here's a look at it. That ankle might have got twisted up underneath him.
And the rumors coming in why he was day-to-day was that it was an ankle injury. So if it was the ankle that had already been banged up, that is it's your worst nightmare as a running back. When you have a banged up ankle, the thing that you're praying for every time you get tackled is, please don't let my ankle get caught in the ground. Please don't let my foot get caught in the ground and let me get rolled up.
Man. Just a seemingly innocent play that is unfortunately just a part of football.
And it's worth reminding people, Malachi Thomas, who had 73 yards and a touchdown in relief of Bashal Tootin in that Syracuse game, he was banged up at some point this week and is not playing today, which takes you down to Jeremiah Coney as really the lone running back that's seen any meaningful time this year available for Virginia Tech.
Redshirt freshman out of Richmond, Virginia. Drones down the sideline. What a catch! Felton went high and snatched it out of the air.
So there's no defense for a perfect pass. This is a perfect pass, just where his receiver can go up and make a play. And Ashton Hampton, a really talented true freshman, he is a 6'2", really long corner, but that out of his reach, and a great snag by Daquan Felton.
30-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Drones goes right back the same way. Back shoulder fade, picked off, intercepted from Hampton. Tremendous interception.
Pass intended for Daquan Felton, picked off by Clemson.
Ashton Hampton with spellbinding larceny here.
How did he bring this in? It's a great job forcing the receiver to the sideline, and then he just sticks his arm out and corrals it in.
This is insane.
It's unbelievable. I mean, how? How does that happen? How does he bring it in?
One-handed. He used all of that 6'2" frame, including that reach, Roddy.
And then wrestles it away. The strength.
Coming back the other way. Klubnik hands it off to Maffa and makes it across the 10 out to the 11-yard line. Dorian Strong making the tackle on the play.
I was talking to Clemson cornerback coach Mike Reed before the game about Ashton Hampton. I asked him, he said, hey, look, how good can 23 be? He said he has all the ability in the world. Had an older brother that went to Northwestern that Coach Reed recruited a little bit, but once Ashton came around, he said, we can't let this guy get away. Plucked him out of Tallahassee, and he looks like he is going to be at some point in his career, if he continues to work, he will be special.
On 2nd and 6, Klubnik on the RPO, hit at the 10-yard line. Took a stick there from Phillips III. No gain on the play. Setting up 3rd down. What has to happen here, Roddy, if you're Clemson?
I think you have to find Antonio Williams. Where is 0 first and foremost? Haven't seen a ton of Jake Brenningstool today, but they are backed up in the student section, and this student section has to get involved.
On 3rd and 6, Klubnik downfield. That's the guy you were talking about a moment ago, partner. Williams working against Strong and came out the victor that time. Clutch play here.
It is, and the strength of Antonio Williams at the top of the route gets away with the push, a shove to the chest of Dorian Strong, really. Strong wanted offensive pass interference, but the ability to separate from the defensive back, go up and high point the football. Antonio Williams has had a great year.
Great hang time. Klubnik weaving through the traffic of would-be tacklers all the way out to the 46-yard line. Tell you what, when he steps up through that initial wave, he's finding some success, isn't it?
There's some guys that have the speed to get around the edge. Like we saw Lamar Jackson the other day. He can outrun anybody to the edge. The thing that Cade Klubnik has learned is that he is most dangerous when you climb in the pocket and you pressure the defense up the field, then they collapse down, and then your speed can help you escape to the outside. It's part of the development and the learning process of Cade Klubnik.
Toss to the wide side of the field. Maffa got a good block. Got those shoulders square and out of bounds just inside the 40. Good block by Brenningstool, who you mentioned a moment ago hasn't been targeted a bunch, but a good job out there on the perimeter.
He's always a big part of the run game, so he's impacting the game no matter if he's touching the ball or not. An unselfish player, one of the top H-back tight end types in this upcoming year's NFL draft. Mel Kiper has him as the number 6 H-back / fullback. He's going to be a guy that's going to have a really nice NFL career, mostly catching the football, but shows the willingness to block there too.
6'4", 240 pounds. 14-yard pickup by Maffa on the previous play. Nice pass to Troy Stellato. Good for 5 yards. Keller with a quick hit. Under 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 5 coming up, and this Clemson offense has really found its groove, Roddy, in the 3rd quarter.
I think that is really on Cade Klubnik. He has found his groove. His legs have been a massive part of this team moving the football in the 2nd half. And obviously the play that he made for the touchdown was one of the plays of the year for Clemson.
Klubnik told us a little bit earlier this week, hey, guys, I'm proud of my presence in the pocket. His presence was very much felt in that 3rd quarter as they go up 7 into the 4th. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, folks. Now let's take a quick timeout with DoorDash. During the break a moment ago, that's Cole Nelson of Virginia Tech, his voice intoning passionately. And time now for our sideline report presented by Chili's. Q, what did Coach have to say about it?
Coach, what was the significance of that gathering and what was said in that huddle?
Yeah, we got to finish. You know, we've been here before. Momentum shifted. They got it on their side right now. We got to make a play and get it back.
Thank you.
14-7 as we begin this 4th quarter. Ball at the 29-yard line. Cole Nelson, the voice of that Hokie defense. Down by 7 points right now. Klubnik. Brenningstool with the catch and a 1st down. Popping his stuff, letting the defenders know about it. Caleb Woodson in on the coverage.
This delivery up in the air where Jake Brenningstool can go up and bring the pass down. Just great ball placement by Cade Klubnik. And his receivers have started to make some plays for him down the field.
He continues to rewrite the school record book for his position. 1st and 10 after that pickup. Out of the backfield, complete to Stellato. Hit immediately on the play by Jalen Jones. No gain on the play. And Stellato coming up favoring that left leg. This Clemson team, going back 12 months ago to this time of the season last year, this year's team is much more explosive than last year's. You see it.
It certainly is. A lot of that's Cade Klubnik, and a lot of that's personnel with the 2 freshmen, Wesco and Moore, coming in.
On 2nd and 10, short side of the field, Brennan Stool made a move on his feet, lunging, scoring, touchdown Tigers.
Touchdown Clemson.
Jake Brennenstuhl with his 5th touchdown of the season, the 15th of his career.
They catch Virginia Tech in a corner blitz, and then it's just individual effort. Make one man miss, run through another, dive past 2 more into the end zone. Jake Brennenstuhl, he had done it blocking, but on that drive showed the pass catching ability as well.
That was their first play in the red zone, and they made it count. Tigers up by a couple of scores, 21-7. Jake Brennenstuhl with an impressive touchdown run a moment ago to put his team up 14. And quarterback and coach on the same frequency right now. Welcome back, everyone. There's the Taco Bell Live Más student section. All season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. And that student section has been muted in the last several minutes. That turkey leg disappeared, and things ain't been the same.
And it's not the tryptophan in the turkey.
No. They're almost asleep because of it. It'll come out 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Drones does not have his helmet on, so that means that we're going to see Colin Schlee. There he is. He started last week in place of Drones at Syracuse. He was extremely impressive, especially in the first half. Ended up 16 of 25 passing for 206 yards, had a touchdown pass as well, and he can run the ball too a little bit.
Played well enough for them to win that game last week. Really good zip on the football in the short to intermediate passes.
There's that short pass complete at the 35-yard line. A straight arm by Daquan Felton. Daquan Felton picking up the first down, and Colin Schlee coming in slinging. He's got offensive coordinator Tyler Bowen on the other end of that communication set. 15-yard gain, 1st and 10. Schlee incomplete. It hit his receiver Felton in the hands, but he couldn't squeeze it. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Schlee is a UCLA transfer. Actually won a MAC title as well before transferring to UCLA.
Had a big season in 2022, his only year starting at Kent State under Sean Lewis. Transferred to UCLA and played a lot in sparing duty.
He can move around a little bit. Man, he slammed on the brakes and left the defender in his wake. Barrett Carter might need a GPS to find Schlee right now.
He's got to Google Maps it.
He got to. I mean, did you see him slide? This is the electric slide, Roddy. Watch this.
Oh my! Oh my!
Man,
I'm just glad Barrett's okay. We enjoyed our conversation with him, and we're sorry to do this to you, Barrett. But man, you're on skates.
Yeah. 3rd down and 3. Schlee gets it out. bobbled and dropped by Jennings. That's 2 dropped passes on the same series. Hey, Roddy, what can my man expect here?
Barrett Carter is going to he's going to dread this play in film study. Oh my goodness. That's one of those where the coach just presses the rewind button. What's going on here? What's going on here? Tell me about what happened. Big 4th down here.
They're going to go for it. Schlee uses the self-checkout lane, and did he get it? They're going to give him a first down. Yes. Did it himself, extending that football and picking up enough yardage. Got 3.
Feels like he's giving them a little bit of a spark. You know, his ability to make people miss in the open field. He's a different kind of runner than Kyron Drones. And it looks like he's a little banged up. He got banged up on the last play, the fumble against Syracuse.
The ruling on the field, the runner made the line of gain. The previous play is under further review.
And Schlee bending to his knees. We're going to take a look at this. Well, we'll get the decision on the other side of this break. Where was his knee down?
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some.
A wonderful panoramic view from the Golden Knight U.S. Army parachute team. Right into Lane Stadium a little bit earlier prior to kickoff. What a scene. Well, they had the announcement a moment ago. Schlee's knee was ruled down at the 49.5-yard line. He did not make the first down. There's a look at his knee. So it'll be 1st and 10 coming back the other way for Clemson. Klubnik gives it to Maffa with nowhere to go. Jenkins making the tackle. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play. Hey, if you're just joining us and you're just getting caught up on the action in the ACC today, Miami losing in Atlanta to Georgia Tech. So the Hurricanes no longer perfect on the season.
This Clemson team was down 7-0 at halftime, despite outgaining Virginia Tech in the first half. Virginia Tech still has not scored an offensive touchdown, and Clemson has an opportunity to kind of put this thing to bed on this drive.
On 2nd and 11, Klubnik. Down the far sideline, incomplete, out of bounds. He tried to find TJ Moore, who caught a touchdown in the 3rd quarter, working against Dorian Strong. We'll take one more look at the up to the 2nd standings in the ACC. SMU undefeated. Miami losing to Georgia Tech, who's 4-3 now. And a big cluster in the middle there.
And it sets up a big showdown if Clemson's able to win this and Pitt wins tonight. Pitt Clemson next week in Pittsburgh. Could be for at least a tie at that 2nd place.
On the receiver screen, incomplete, almost intercepted. Intended for Moore again, so it'll be 4th down. And a quick 3 and out to the benefit of Virginia Tech this time.
Virginia Tech got away with 1. If TJ Moore catches that, I mean, I don't think there's anybody between here and Roanoke.
Oh boy.
He'd have been able to run as long as he wanted to.
Moore has been one of the favorite targets of Klubnik here in the 2nd half. 4th down and 11, they'll punt. Swanson perched at his own 35. Puts the nose of the football down. Ends up in an end-over-end punt that comes down at the 17-yard line to Lane. 1st and 10 as we get our 2nd look at Schlee at quarterback, replacing Drones. Well, the 14th annual State Farm Champions Classic Tuesday in Atlanta this year. Number 1 Kansas taking on Michigan State in our first game at 6:30 Eastern. Then we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. And after that, Cooper Flagg at number 7 Duke squaring off against number 23 Kentucky. Cooper Flagg thought to be the number 1 pick in the upcoming NBA draft next June.
Kansas had a nice win against North Carolina last night.
How about that? Bill Self still doing it. That pass complete to the 23-yard line to Jalen Lane. Hey, let's not sleep on Clemson, who made it to the Elite Eight a season ago.
Brad Brownell's crew had an excellent season, a great run in the tournament. He's got a good team this year. The chef, Ian Shefflin, back, one of the favorites of fan favorites for the Clemson Tigers.
2nd down and 3. I'm gonna have to tap into your hoops knowledge once in a while there, Rodney. I'm feeling you.
Let's not go too deep.
Fleet downfield. Wow, threw a rope all the way down to the 47 of Gosnell, but there's a flag down back at the 14-yard line.
Holding offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
So that 24-yard completion wiped off the board.
Yeah, you get the inside move by Jaheim Lawson. You got me on the inside, but I'm going to try and get you back, at least give my quarterback a chance. Unfortunately, you get caught by the referees. Xavier Chaplin has had a really nice year for this Virginia Tech team, though. Coaches called him best offensive lineman, and think with continued development, he could be a really, really good player for him, both at this level and at the next level.
2nd and 14. Schlee almost intercepted, missing badly, intended for Lane, but maybe on Terrell was actually closer and got a hand on it, setting up a 3rd down and 14.
It's one of those for Avion Terrell that you get a text from Big Bro. AJ Terrell, Big Brother Clemson legend, Atlanta Falcons corner. So you get the text. Hey, come on, little bro, you got to bring that in. You got the Terrell name on your back.
Well, there is a reason why he's playing defense, Ronnie, right?
See. Defenders can catch too.
I'm just trying to keep it a bean, man. Keep it a buck. 3rd and 14. Schlee gonna have to run it, and he'll come up short again. And sets up a 4th down. With the clock running, approaching 9 minutes to go, an 11-yard pickup, but not nearly enough.
You got to commend Colin Schlee for coming in and giving a little bit of energy. He's clearly banged up, clearly not 100% healthy. And when your starter's not 100% healthy and you put the backup in and he's trying to cut it out, I got a lot of respect for what that young man is doing, but Virginia Tech's going to have to punt.
Against a very talented Clemson defense. Great punt all the way back to the 23-yard line. Williams on the return. Out to the 29. 6 yards on the return on that 54-yard punt. Back to the studio, guys. What's good?
Kelly Lawson on the stop.
Wow. Indiana, a team that a lot of people felt like wasn't as highly ranked as they should have been. I believe they were at 8 in the college football playoff rankings.
Okay.
They have absolutely blown the doors off of everybody, including Michigan State.
Would you have had them higher or lower?
I would have had them higher. They're beneath Tennessee, who has a loss to an Arkansas team that hasn't proven to be quite what we thought they could be. But the strength of schedule, 103rd in the country for Indiana.
Yeah, that jumps off the page.
It does. And, you know, I kind of fought for them no matter what, although a loss to Michigan kind of puts all of that to bed, if that does indeed happen, if they're not able to hang on.
Here's a look at the breakdown by conference in the top 25. Remember, conference champions, those 4 teams will have first-round byes in the new 12-team college football playoff, and then the other 4 games will be played on site of the highest seeds. Can't wait to see what it looks like. 2nd and 8. Maffa on the carry. Found some resistance, bounced it out, and picked up about 2 or 3 yards. Sets up 3rd down for the Tigers as we approach 7.5 minutes to go. Clemson looking for its 7th win of the season against 2 defeats. How big is this defensive play for Virginia Tech to get a stop?
Every opportunity to get off the field that they have becomes the biggest play of the game. Honestly, what Virginia Tech really needs is some way for them to create a spark, a turnover, great field position, maybe even a score. This offense has struggled mightily.
3rd down and 5 coming up. Maffa has 116 yards rushing.
First charge, timeout, Clemson.
Clemson with 1 timeout remaining. We'll take one with them and be back after this. Look at some of the indelible images in the ACC, some of the symbols that have endured through the years. Running down the hill at Clemson, the U in Miami, Chief Osceola. Yeah, and then this, Roddy. Have you ever, that whip needs some new shoes, man.
No, it doesn't. It is perfect just the way it is.
Klubnik picking up the 1st down. Have you ever taken a ride in that thing? Have you ever gotten close?
I've had it offered.
Really?
Yeah, a little rec, one of the members of the rec club asked me if I wanted to jump in to go to class.
Oh, to class? Oh, you should have pulled out.
I told him I wasn't going to class.
Well, you're watching ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's. Part of Veterans Week on ESPN, presented by USAA. All the vets, we thank you for your service to the country. 4th and 1. And a fair catch called to the 10-yard line by Lane. Colin Schlee coming in for his 4th series here of the 2nd half after that 53-yard punt. A lot of experience.
Schlee is clearly banged up, but is gutting it out. You mentioned the experience. Ethan Garbers was the starter at UCLA last year, but Schlee came in packages and spells and has done a nice job rushing today, giving him a little bit of something. 19 rush yards for him, 12 for the rest of the team.
Wow.
This is a team that averaged over 200 yards coming into this game on the ground.
Has a lot of experience, delivers, picked off at the 20-yard line. R.J. Mickens, the son of Ray Mickens, who spent a long time playing in the NFL. And Rick Mickens had a beat on this.
Just watch the eyes of R.J. Mickens. As Schlee looks to his left, he moves, looks back to his right, makes the break. That is so good by the safety who's dropping down to that 2nd level. Where did he come from?
Yeah.
You moved him a little bit, but that is a guy who's played a lot of ball. Grad student R.J. Mickens, as you said, dad an All-American at Texas A&M. And
yeah, it's exit Sandman they need to play instead of enter, because this one really feels like it's over now.
Have you seen the Coach K clip about playing on the road?
No.
Coach K is speaking to the Duke basketball team, and he's talking about the joys of playing on the road. And he says the thing about playing on the road that's the best is you go in there and you start to beat them, and then you take a moment and you look up in the stands and everybody's leaving.
Yeah, which is exactly what's happening now.
And this Clemson team.
Savor that feeling when you're on the road. It was Dabo who told us earlier this year it's really hard to win on the road. They're doing that, and I think they're savoring this moment now because they're finishing. And you think about it, their improvement from last week, Roddy, their run defense dramatically improved.
On the reverse, this is Cole Turner, one of the fastest players on that team. Picked up about 3 yards on the play. Kate Klubnik has catalyzed this 2nd half comeback. Threw a dime there to Turner. And Williams has been a big part of their prolific offense. But this play here, his refusal to be tackled, and then the pass to Moore. Really the indelible memory that will carry on after this game. And Brendan Stool with his effort. They really turned it on, especially in the second half.
They have, and he has. He moved the offense in the first half but couldn't finish. He started to finish in the second half. But to what Q said a second ago about the rush defense, all this defense heard all week. Clemson can't stop the run. Historically bad statistics, giving up the most yards per rush since the early 2000s. Well, what have they done today? A week after allowing 210 yards to Louisville on the ground, only 31 yards rushing for Virginia Tech today.
And Dabo said we're going to burn the tapes, and they have. One thing about Cade, you know, we spoke to him earlier this week, and Roddy, it's what, the second time we spoke to Cade this year? I was just amazed at how intense he was and how fiery he was early this week. As you see the Virginia Tech medical staff now.
Yeah, that's Gabe Williams,
looking
too.
at the left knee of Gabe Williams.
Yeah. And they might be calling for a little bit of help to bring him out of the game. He couldn't put weight on that left side.
Yeah, they're evaluating his left knee. If he does need, the ambulance will come off from the right end zone, the lower right end zone. Montgomery Regional Hospital is 5 miles away.
Yeah, they're going to get the gurney out, it looks like, and give him further assistance. You know, thinking about this Virginia Tech defense, Roddy, they, in today's world of college football with these high-scoring they've only surrendered 21 points. That's not that bad.
They've been able to force Clemson to kick field goals in the first half, at least. They kept them in the game. These types of situations, though, are so hard for players because you want information, and that information is slow to come. You're just praying for your teammate and your brother on the ground.
We're going to take a short break. Come right back. Wow, what a Saturday. They remember November, and a lot of the important games and results coming through now as see Gabe Williams being taken off the field. You can hear his teammates telling him to hang in there. There he is, number 12, making the tackle on his, and then look at his left side. He tries to get up and can't move.
He immediately knows something's wrong and says, "Hey, help me out." Fortunately, it's bad enough for him to be taken in the ambulance, left leg immobilized. That air cast. Send our thoughts and prayers to him and hope for a speedy recovery.
You know, it's unfortunately you have to charge that to the game because that's part of football.
It is. It's the awful part of it.
But it's a tough part.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, it happens in sports and in football, and you hate to see it, but it's the side of the game that you hate to to have to come to terms with.
Yeah, Brent Pry was out there helping to assist this player as much as he could. Roddy, what's it like as a player when you see one of your teammates taking off like that? What's that next play like? That next snap like?
It's hard. You know, it gets in your mind. You start to hear what happened to him, hear about what happened to him. And
right.
So it gets in your mind a little bit. You know, you check your limbs, and then you sort of put that helmet on, and intensity, you switch that back on, and try and go play again. But the fans giving Gabe Williams some love on the way out.
We'll pray for recovery and restoration for him, and look at a 3rd and 6 for Clemson.
Timeout was called by Virginia Tech. The game clock will start on the snap.
From the 16. Haynes in the backfield beside Klubnik. Comes back the other way, goes downfield into the end zone. Batted away, incomplete, no interception. Mansour Delane was there, but couldn't stay in bounds to get the INT. But well defended that time.
Very well defended by Mansour Delane against Antonio Williams. Gets away with the tuck on the back of the jersey, but plays it well, just barely those feet out of bounds. And now the left side of that Clemson field goal team is going to be tested once again.
Hooser in to attempt this field goal, had one blocked and returned for a touchdown earlier from 47 yards out. This from 34, he got it in the air and punches it through. (24-7).
That's a sigh of relief from a head coach.
Yeah, yeah, that's different. It's a different kind of reaction with 5:20 to go.
Have you ever seen a coach cheer that loud for a field goal to put you up by 17 points?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But after having 5 field goals blocked this year, including 2 last week, and 1 in this one that was returned for the only score that Virginia Tech has had today, that's the reaction you get.
Yeah. 5:10 to go. You would think that we're not going to see Klubnik anymore.
You would imagine not.
And what does Virginia Tech do moving forward? I know we have a lot of football to play here, but you know, Drones really didn't appear to be himself. And Tootin was unimpactful today as well.
And then left the game.
Players, yeah.
What is Virginia? They got to pray for health and restoration. Stephen Gosnell left the game with injury. I mean, they are a mash unit right now offensively.
Sure are. Schlee will come back out. And frankly, in the second half, Hokies offense kind of reminds me of the Israelites wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. They have not scored a touchdown the entire game. That one score came off a blocked field goal. And Schlee is going to be brought down to about the 28-yard line.
Can't pull out the Israelites line, man. You lose me for a couple plays. Like I can't recover.
Somebody had to show them the way out, you know. And the question is, who does that for Virginia Tech? Boy, that was a rocket pass by Schlee to Daquan Felton. It's interesting, Roddy, watching Schlee's delivery. He got a little bit of a sidearm thing going.
Yeah, he does. And Tyler Bowen told us that part of the recruiting process to get him here was, hey, look, we're not going to change the delivery. Just trying to change the footwork to make you accurate.
Accurate on that pass, too, to Jennings. Allie Jennings moving the chains. Under 4.5 minutes to go.
The thing that's impressive, though, with that delivery is the ball jumps out of his hand. Like, it's got some juice on it when he releases it. I mean, it's like an infielder in baseball, the way he winds up and sort of slings it sidearm. But it jumps out of his hand.
Yeah, it got there. 4 minutes to play. Schlee through his progression. And another dropped pass, this one from Aiden Green. Counted 3 drops
at least
in the second half alone, maybe even 4.
And Ollie Jennings dropped one. Aiden Green had a drop. Daquan Felton had one as well. This one about as easy as they come, and Aiden Green just starts to run before he secures it.
3:55 to go. Schlee downfield into coverage, overshot his receiver, went right back to Green.
Colin Schlee thought he had a free play, and I kind of agreed with him. I thought Clemson was in the neutral zone when that ball was snapped.
Man.
Watch the middle of your screen. And Trey Williams jumps. I mean, maybe not. Although we kind of have a shot right down the line. That helmet might have been across, although it wasn't as big a jump as I thought initially.
Got to get to the 33-yard line to pick up the first down. Schlee with a great move. Another one. And tiptoes out of bounds at about the 35, where they marked it back at the 37, actually. Setting up a 4th down, about 4 to go for the UCLA transfer who started off at Kent State. He was lights out in the first half last week against Syracuse, but boy, by the time he got the reins to the offense here tonight, the die had been pretty much cast. And Chaplin moving a little bit early.
Offside defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Well, Coach Brent Pry immersed in the Virginia Tech culture, so much so that during our visit with him, he was talking about Jack Ham and reminiscing about being a Steelers fan.
On the snap.
Steelers fan back in the day, and then all of a sudden he jumped up out of his seat in the middle of our meeting, runs outside, says, guys, I'll be right back. And he spoke to a student who was on an official visit as Schlee throws an incomplete pass. And we asked him about it when he came back in the room. He said, we have a policy amongst our coaches here that if a prospect is on an official visit, regardless of the sport, the closest coach in proximity to that prospect has to come out and kind of spend a little time and visit. So it was his turn.
Make a big deal about those entrances, and we were right near the entrance, in the room that we meet with the coaches on, so he had to jump into action.
I thought there was a fire for a minute. I thought there was a fire. That pass incomplete.
He's got a lot to figure out with this Virginia Tech team.
Yes, he does.
Especially offensively. I thought defensively they held on to the rope for most of the game. The big play to Cade Klubnik was a backbreaker, but offensively, this is a really good Clemson defense. So let's not couch it as they have big issues, but they've got health issues.
Right.
And so how do you operate with those health issues as you go?
Trying to get through the grind of November, and for Virginia Tech, get that all-important 6th win for bowl eligibility. Aiden Green squeezes the football this time to pick up 5 yards on the play with under 3 minutes to go. Green out of Knoxville, Tennessee, 6'2" sophomore. Chose Virginia Tech over Arkansas, Mississippi State. ACC rival Pitt, amongst other schools. 4th down and 5 coming up. A motion out of the bunch formation. Schlee lost the football, got it back, and was tackled. That's a snapshot of how much this offense has struggled today. Wade Woodaz making the tackle, and we have a late flag.
Holding defense, number 18. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's going to go against Kylan Griffin. Gives them a 1st down and 10. Wait,
it's not.
When you're juggling the ball for no good reason, it's not your afternoon.
It's not what they teach in ball security class.
Start on the snap.
But drive's still alive because of the hold by Kylan Griffin.
2:28 to go. Schlee into the end zone and incomplete. A near miss intended for Felton, who laid out to try and get it. 2nd down and 10. Oh, his own knee.
That's what happens when you got that ball low and loose.
Wow.
And then there's the last play, just barely missed it.
2:24 to go. Blitz coming by the Tigers. Schlee on the slant, caught and hit immediately is Felton by Hampton, who had that impressive interception in the 3rd quarter. Maybe it was the 4th. It was sometime here in the 2nd half. But man, that to me is going to be one of the highlights of the game. That plus that great Klubnik touchdown pass to stay on his feet. But Ashton Hampton had that one-handed interception.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
We've hit the 2-minute timeout. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Hokies. Back in a minute.
The final 2 minutes are presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Be a 2%er. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
Hey, hoop season about to begin here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech's head coach Mike Young excited about his crew this year.
Nice little post move there.
Yeah. They say it's lonely up at the top. Literally and figuratively. Clemson on top of their game today. Schlee behind his receiver, Lane. Setting up 4th and 6. They'll stay on the field and go for it. Just a little bit off on that one.
Just a touch off on a couple of passes here on this drive where they've had opportunities to put the ball in the end zone. This is a Clemson defense that'll be prideful enough to say, hey, look, we have not allowed a single point defensively in this game. So you can keep the defensive shutout with a stop.
Here it is. Schlee searching, perusing, fires, caught, touchdown Hokies, Green. It took them 58 minutes and 17 seconds to get into the end zone on offense.
Almost juggled that ball as well in the pocket, but good job working by Colin Schlee, keeping the play alive. And Aiden Green continuing to try and uncover, try and separate from his defender. Coming back towards the quarterback and gets in the end zone.
2nd touchdown reception of the season for Green. And for Schlee, that's his 2nd touchdown pass of the season, the 20th of his career. Making it a 10-point game with 1:43 to go. Over to coming up next, Mississippi State against number 7 Tennessee.
I'll tell you what, that Georgia's down 28-10 right now. That Georgia-Tennessee game in Athens now looms extremely large for the Bulldogs as they'll take their 2nd loss. And look, if there's
what does that do to their college football playoff hopes, you think?
They're fine right now.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
Strength of schedule, you lose on the road in Tuscaloosa, you lose on the road in Oxford against a team in Ole Miss, and we saw this team last week.
They got weapons.
That team can win a national championship. They are that good when they play well. So I think they can survive 2 losses. But that game against Tennessee, if Tennessee wins, and Mississippi State's been struggling, but they've been more competitive here lately, that Tennessee team will be looking to go in there and pull a massive upset against a Georgia team that offensively especially looks very, very vulnerable.
Think about how much Clemson has grown since that opening season loss against Georgia. And expect the onside kick. Took a nice bounce, but recovered by their wide receiver Cole Turner. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for the Tigers, looking to improve to 7-2 overall in the season. And with that Miami loss today, a morsel of hope. Klubnik, 16 of 34 today, a total of 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Phil Mafah with another game rushing of over 100 yards on the ground. This week, 118. Last week, in that loss against Louisville, 171. And they'll just hand it off and run out clock here.
And look, my coach used to tell us, Paul Johnson, when we were at Georgia Tech, he used to say, look, you're going to lose games at times. We don't like it, but great teams don't lose 2 games in a row. And under Dabo Swinney, he's been there since as the full-time head coach since 2009.
Wow.
35-9.
That's impressive.
After a loss.
Yeah. Playing in one of the most competitive leagues in college football. Now the winningest coach in conference play, recently usurping the late great Bobby Bowden, who Dabo considers or considered a mentor of his, to the point where he remembers and keeps a recorded voice message on his phone from the late Coach Bowden.
And you could see him
got the job.
Yeah, and it was a tremendous story that he told us. But you could see him just a second ago with number 53 Harris Sewell, a sophomore, and number 52 Elijah Thurman, 73 Harris Sewell, congratulating those guys. 2 guys that were thrust into action to the left of Ryan Linthicum, the center. I mean, those 2 guys on that left side had a tall task with a talented Virginia Tech defensive front, and they've done a really nice job.
Mafah cuts it inside and brought down right around the 40-yard line. Virginia Tech with no more timeouts after burning that final one. Interesting day across the college football landscapes. And when you talk about some of the great stories in college football, Roddy, we've been to Boulder, Colorado 3 times. And right now, head coach Deion Sanders has written one of the greatest turnarounds over the last 2 years in college football. They are on the cusp of improving to 7-2, right now up by a score of 31-20 at Texas Tech. And they have, I don't know how you don't give Travis Hunter the Heisman, unless you consider the fact that he missed some time.
Yeah.
But he is the most unique and imperious football player in all of college football.
And Matt Barry said it earlier, with Iowa State losing 2nd game in a row, lost to Texas Tech a week ago, lost to Kansas today. Colorado's in control of its own destiny.
What about that?
If they win out games with Kansas, Oklahoma State down the line, they're in the Big 12 playoff. They're in the Big 12 championship. And with a win, they not only make the college football playoff, but will likely get a bye in a 12-team college football playoff, unless Boise State, the Group of 5 champion, stays above them.
You are an encyclopedia of college football, man. All the different machinations. I love it. I love it.
Do it.
I couldn't get into Georgia Tech, man. But that'll do it pretty much from here. A different look written across Coach's face this week as compared to a week ago at home against Louisville. They flushed it out and got right. Klubnik led the way, and Clemson improves to 7-2 overall. 24-14, the final score. Quick final thought about this victory for the Tigers, Roddy.
I think this is an incredible culture win for Clemson.
Love that.
You go on the road in a hostile environment, and you get a win over a Virginia Tech team that was hungry, that had played a lot of close games, hadn't quite gotten over the hump, but you made sure they didn't get right against you. And it wasn't smooth in the first half, but they responded in the second.
Final score 24-14, Mississippi State and Tennessee is coming up next. For Roddy Jones Quint Kesenick, our entire talented crew behind the camera. You never get a chance to see Kim Belton, our producer, Anthony DeMarco, our director. I'm Mark Jones. Right now, Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak in Knoxville.